this is Jean, and this is my fourth and final video of my free video series, Do-It-Yourself Personal Branding Photography for your social media using just your camera phone. Now, as before, I suggest that you find a photographer friend to help you out with your photography for this project. In this video, I'm going to discuss posing. Now, posing is mostly just understanding how your body moves and how it's shaped and how it interacts with the camera, and some general posing rules and camera rules. Mostly posing is just being your authentic self, and most people freeze up when they get in front of the camera, myself included, so they need a guide to help them through. And this is why I suggest that your photographer friend might want to watch this video as well as you, if you can get them to. So now we're going to go through some posing, and I'll be your model for now. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have good posture in order to look vibrant and confident and approachable. So pretend like there's a string going up through your back and your neck, up through the top of your head and through the ceiling or sky. Now when you do that, you naturally set back into your chin. And so the next thing you want to do is the turtle, which I've mentioned before, and that's to bring your face towards the camera like this, and that gets rid of any double chins you might have, and it creates more of a jawline and just lengthens your neck. So these two things you're going to want to reset several times during the shoot. It's hard to remember, so your guide can help remind you sometimes. So good posture and turtle, those are two things that are important. The next thing you can try is to do a 45-degree angle, and that helps slim down your hips. So one way to do that is to point one of your feet at the camera and then pivot, and that will narrow down your profile. This is good for a headshot as well. This way you don't want to have pancake arms probably, so keep a little bit of space in between here, and even have a little bit of this shirt's awfully big for this, but have a little bit of space in here, or put your hand on your waist to create a triangle, a negative space. That always looks good. Or if you want, you don't want to have closed off body language like this, but you can do a softer look, like by wrapping one arm around and then cupping a hand under here. And you can experiment with your shoulders, like have a more closed look like this if you want to have a more feminine look where you're connecting your shoulder to your chin, or open up like this, and that looks good if you're carrying a little bit of weight here. You can tip it towards the camera like this for more of a headshot look or an approachable look. Then if we want to do more of a what I call a Wonder Woman pose, which is a power pose, you can turn back towards the camera, separate your feet hip width, and rock back and forth on your hips to find which is most comfortable, and settle into one hip. You can do it by quite a ways to create a little bit of a curve in your body, because the curves look good in your body. And then instead of putting your hands down here at the widest part of your body, put them at the smaller part of your body, because the viewer's eyes, when you look at a picture, tend to look at the face and the hands first. So you can put your hands up here at the smaller part of your waist and bring them in a little bit and make them asymmetrical, because the asymmetry is more cutting edge looking. It looks better right now. And then you can play with your hips and your shoulders a little bit to see what looks good and what feels good, because you want to maintain that natural feel that feels good to your body. And then you can play around with your hands. If you have a jacket, you can do this type of thing on your jacket, or you can put your hands in your back pockets, put your hands up in your hair, just hold a mug, do whatever feels comfortable to you. This is more of a power pose, and you can look off to the side or laugh or look down and do a fake laugh. Fake laughs usually end up in real laughs because it feels so ridiculous. So that's another pose you can do. You want to think about expression and maybe make a shot list, a shoot list. And that's if you have a blog post coming up or a social media series of posts coming up about something that's exciting or something that's confusing, or it's confusing because lockdown's opening up, or it's exciting because a launch is coming up. You want an exciting post expression, or a thumbs up post expression, or a thoughtful post expression. Just think of things and write them down and take them with you on your excursion when you go to do your shoot, if you really want to make this into a project. And also with hands, you want to be careful not to make fists or show the backs of hands. You want to show the sides of hands, and you don't want to have claws or uncomfortable looking hands. You want to keep your wrists soft. That's important. Another thing to have natural body language is to think about how you would stand naturally in a social setting. For example, if you were with a friend in their kitchen and there was a bar stool, how would you stand there? Would you stand like this and talk to them? Well, that might make a good picture. Or would how would you normally stand and talk to someone? That might just make a good picture. Just feel comfortable and move and see how that turns out. A few other tricks is to think about camera rolls. If you're carrying a bit of weight, for example, you're probably going to want to shoot just above eye level, but at the same time, you don't want to shoot up too high because you don't want to have puppy dog eyes. That doesn't send a good message. And you don't want to shoot way off to the side and have whites of the eyes. That doesn't look good either. It shows fear. And if you're really thin, you can shoot just under the eye level. If you want a more fashion look and you're really thin, or even if you're not, you want a fashion look, you can shoot from down low, and that gives you that look. Other camera tricks is, for example, if you are carrying a lot of weight in your arms, you're not going to want to shoot like this and have that heavy arm close to the camera. That's a camera rule. Anything that's closer to the camera is going to look larger. So you wouldn't want to have a shoot like this unless you're a man and you want to show off your big bicep. You would probably want to shoot more like this if you wanted to de-emphasize your arm, because whatever's close to the camera appears larger. You wouldn't want, if you had large hips, you wanted to de-emphasize that, you wouldn't want to stand like this. You'd want to put your weight on your back hip. So make your body language as believable as you can. If you get all twisted up in trying to do these types of things, just stop, shake it out, just laugh it off, and start all over again. If I am shooting someone, a model, and I have her do a particular pose, and then I try someone else the next day in that pose, and they just end up all twisted up, I just get them out of it, and we start all over again, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And most of all, take a lot of pictures and experiment, and because you're going to take 10 pictures and like one of them. So don't be afraid to keep snapping. So the biggest thing about posing is just your natural body language, and then throw in some mood and expression for your branding, and maybe make your shoot list, and even make a Pinterest board if you really want to get into it, and look up others in your industry, check out their social media to see if you want to borrow anything from their ideas, not recreate it, of course, just see if you want to recreate a tone, but not the exact pictures, and have fun with it. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to post in the comments below, or I'm always available for direct messaging, and I would love to talk to you, hear your ideas. And of course, if you at any time want to book a photo shoot with me, I'm available, and I'd love to help you out. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to talk with you, and thank you for watching.